Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our maths class and hope all of you are keeping well. As you know that before your practical examination, we were running with offline classes, but now, since it is the government's order, then we are bounded to run with online class only. And then we have to complete our course also, so we can't wait for the opening day school, and we have to complete each and everything here. And then after you may get some time to revise the things and you may clear your doubts. If you remember, when our offline classes was going on, we were discussed about the differential equation, and it was told you that how to form the differential equation, how to solve the differential equation, make some things were discussed. I think that last exercise were going on when our classes was stopped. I think we are discussing about the linear differential equation and different type of questions were done here. Now today I am going to start probability. In probability, so first of all I want to tell you what we have to learn here. Actually a lot of things are given in the book, but our reduced syllabus we are following. So in reduced syllabus, according to the reduced syllabus, I can say that we have to discuss about the conditional probability, then multiplication theorem on probability, independent events, total probability, and the last one is Bayes theorem. These things we have to learn. When I will start the conditional probability, then before that some basic things are required what already we had learned in class 11. I can't say it is new for you. In class 11 probability is given, and if you remember in class 11th probability we are having 4 exercises. In the first exercise it was taught you how to write sample space. Then after it was told you how to write the events. And then after, if you remember, it was told you how to find the probability of an event. How to find the probability of an event. All these things are there. So in the first exercise, sample space, in second exercise, events, and in third exercise, it was told you how to find the probability of the event. And what I am going to tell you in your class 12, the same thing was there in class 11 in exercise 4, that some theorems on the probability, like how to find the probability of A union B if A and B has given separately, how to find the probability of A minus B, A but not B. What is the relation between the probability of A and not A? All these things are there, what we have to learn here. And since I know that is not new for you, but even then I would like to repeat the same thing once again. If you remember, we learned one thing, that starting thing is there. If I am having somewhere A is less than or equal to B, there are two events A and B, and if A is less than or equal to B, in this case I can say number of element in A should be less than or equal to number of element in B, and if both are divided by the number of the sample space, number of element in sample space, so it can be written as number of element in A upon number of element in S is less than or equal to number of element in B upon number of element in S. That is, no doubt probability of A is less than or equal to probability of B. These things we had learned already in the previous class. Now, at the same time it was discussed that if A is a subset of B, that's not less than subset either. When I draw a diagram here, A and B, if A is subset of B, so if it is A and it is B, and I want to write here probability of B minus A, then what should be? What should be? In previous class we learned one thing. If I am having two events A and B, so this is A, this is B. This portion is A minus B. This one is A intersection B, and this is B minus A. So we learn one thing कि if I want to write the probability of A minus B, I will write probability of A minus probability of A intersection B. It was there, but here I can see A is the subset of B, and I want to write here probability of B minus A. So definitely I can write here probability of B minus probability of A. And if there is any doubt कि how, I may tell you the number of element in B minus A should be equal to the number of element in B minus number of element in A, and when this line will divided by number of A's, then we will get the same result. This one what I want to discuss with you people. Then after, if you remember, it was told you something and an intersex union and R. If I want to discuss about the A and B, then I can write probability of A intersection probability of B, and if somewhere we are discussing probability of A or B, then we are writing probability of A union B. Now there are few things what I want to discuss with you people. If suppose that I am having two events A and B, if these two events are mutually exclusive, again the same question, if they are mutually exclusive, so I don't think such type of diagram will be there. If A and B are two mutually exclusive events, if this rectangle is representing S, so A will be here and B will be here. We will not have any common element among them, and at that time if I want to write probability of A or B means probability of A union B, so it may be written as probability of A plus probability of B. Condition is there if A and B both are exclusive. If they are not exclusive, they are a simple event, maybe some common elements are there. In this case, we will have this diagram, and that time we will learn that probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. All these theorems we can explain with the help of the Venn diagram what we had learned in class 11 in sets. We may explain. So this one was there where I want to discuss all these things, and at the same time one more thing is there. If I am having more than two events like A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, so probability of A1 union A2 union A3 and dot 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 many more are there can be written as, the condition is there that they should be mutually exclusive. Probability of A plus A1 plus probability of A2 plus probability of A3 and so on, probability of AN. Okay, now as I told you something like probability of A union B in this form, that probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A minus A intersection B. Now I want to discuss with you some more I can say theorems, and in this series I am having some diagram to show, and with the help of this diagram I may explain this theorem for you people. So you need not to be worried about it ki how these theorems has come. Now see that first one is there. If I am having probability of A union B. Do you know one diagram is there? This is A and this is B. As I told you, this portion is A minus B. This one is B minus A if it is A and it is B. And the middle one is A intersection B. Now, that all things can be written as A union B. So if I am writing probability of A union B, I think I may write probability of A minus B plus probability of B minus A and plus probability of A intersection B. A minus B means A but not B. B minus A means B but not A. A intersection B means A and B both. I don't think there is any confusion. I don't think there is any confusion. One more thing I want to tell you. This probability of A union B can be explained in this in other way also. See here. This one is A minus B. If it is A and it is B, it is A minus B. And that whole is B. So my dear student, I can't write it probability of A minus B plus probability of B. In the same way, if I am taking this part and that whole together, so I may write it probability of B minus A plus probability of A. Once again, A minus B means what? A but not B. B minus A means what? B but not A. Now, A minus B means A but not B, and A minus B can be written as A minus B is equal to probability of A intersection probability of not B. If I am talking probability of B minus A, I can write here probability of B intersection A bar means not A. Interchanging of these two also, there is no problem. And if somewhere only A or only exactly one word suppose that come, so I may take here probability of A intersection B bar union probability of I think that's B intersection A bar. This one I want to tell you. I think I am talking about that both should be in one together like that. Hope you are getting me what I want to say. Now, after knowing all these things, one more thing is there to discuss here, and then after I am moving to the question. As I told you in the first exercise, questions are there depend on this theorem only, and then after in the second exercise we will start conditional probability. And in the starting of the class, I told you these questions are what I am going to tell you. Already we have done in class 11. So what is the last one? You may see if there are 3 events and these events are shown like that. If I am having 3 events A, B and C, what will happen for them? First of all, we will draw a Venn diagram for them, and then after that we will do, I will show the common portion between A and B and B and C and A and C also, and all these also. In this way I can draw the diagram. This is A, this is B, this C. So as you know that pole 1 is called A intersection B. That pole 1 is called A intersection C. That pole is called B intersection C. And that middle one, what I am just shading right now, it is A intersection B intersection C. And if you remember in class 11, that formula was there in the same, that cardinal number of A union B union C is equal to cardinal number of A plus cardinal number of B minus A intersection B minus B intersection C minus C intersection A, and then plus A intersection B intersection C. These things were there in class 11. And now if the whole equation will be divided by number of S, then I will write number of A union B union C upon number of S as probability of A union B union C. When it will be divided by number S, then it will be the probability of A. This one also probability of B. This is probability of C. Then minus probability of A intersection B. And it will be minus probability of B intersection C minus probability of C intersection A. And that one is plus probability of A intersection B intersection C. These things we have to learn here. These things we have to learn here. Now I am going to start questions which are totally depend on these theorems. Okay, and after that, as I told you, after completing the first exercise, we will move for the second, maybe in the next class, in next video, and that time we will learn actually the probability which is in class 12, that is conditional probability. That is conditional probability. It will be learned in next exercise and hope in next class. Now here in 10.1 you can see there are many questions where probability of A, probability of B has given, and it is written they are mutually exclusive. Then what is the probability of A or B? If you remember, I told you if they are mutually exclusive, so A or B means A union B. So probability of A union B can be written as probability of A plus probability of B directly. No need to think about it. Whatever formula I told you, this formula only will be used. There is no any problem in this question. We may use directly formula and we will get the result. Now in this series, what I am thinking, question number 1 to 9, everywhere that probability of A and B has given, intersection has given, then union you have to find. It means all these questions are totally depend on the formula. So I am going to do question number 10 for you people. In question number 10 you can see it's written ki a die is thrown. A die is thrown, and if A be the event of the number obtained is greater than 3, means 4, 5 and 6. B with the event of the number obtained is less than 5, means 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to find the probability of A union B. So my dear students, what I am thinking, as we learn to write sample space, we learn to write the events. So what I am thinking, first of all I should concentrate on that, to write the events and simple space, and after writing this simple space and event I will solve this question easily. You need not to be worried about it. See, in the question what is given, in throwing a die, A be the event of getting a number more than 3. Now tell me, what should be the S if I am throwing a die? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 also. So I think cardinal number of simple space is equal to 6. I am talking about the question number 10. Hope there is no doubt. Now, there are two events A and B. A is written as a number greater than 3 means 4, 5, 6 can be written, and I think number of A is equal to 3. So I may find the probability of A. I may find the probability of A, and then after it's written B is the number less than 5. So what should be the B? B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. And number of element in B is equal to 4. So now I can write A intersection B, and this is equal to 4. So probability number of element in this one is A intersection B is equal to 1. After writing all these things, I will move to find the probability. So probability of A is equal to number of A upon number of S, that is equal to 3 upon 6, it is 1 upon 2. Probability of B is number of B upon number of S, that is equal to 4 upon 6, it is 2 upon 3. And the last one is probability of A intersection B, it is 1 upon 6. And now I have to find the probability of A union B, can be written as probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. This is the formula what just before this question I discussed with you people. And if you think about this probability of A union B, it is the probability of A is 1 upon 2, it is 2 upon 3, and it is minus 1 upon 6. You may simplify, you will get your result. I am just writing here only. If it is 6, I think 3, I think 4, and I think 1. So what we have got? I got it. 1. I got it as, now question number 12 you can see. Actually questions are easy, already we have done many times previously such type of question, but even then since it is an exercise then I have to do. In question number 12 it's written the probability of an event A occurring is 2 upon 3 and probability of an event B not occurring is 5 by 9. If the probability of getting success in at least one of the two events, it means A union B has given, then what is the probability that getting success in both? So without wasting my time, I want to solve this question. Please see question number 12. In the question number 12, probability of A already has given, and this is equal to 4 upon 2 upon 3 is there, and probability of not occurring B means B bar has given, that is equal to 5 by 9. And if it is 5 by 9, so my dear student, probability of B can be written as 1 minus probability of B bar, that is equal to 1 minus 5 by 9, that is equal to 4 upon 9. And then after A union B also has given probability of A union B is equal to, it is given 4 upon 5. You have to find the probability of A intersection B, means probability of success in both events. So if you remember, I told you one formula of probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Now we can substitute the values of all. What we are having, 4 upon 5, it is equal to 2 upon 3 plus 4 upon 9 minus probability of A intersection B. If I am transposing, I will get probability of A intersection B, that is 2 upon 3 plus 4 upon 9 minus 4 upon 5, and you may simplify, you will get your result. You may simplify, you will get your result. Now in this series, I am having one more question to do with this exercise. As I told you, it is an easy topic. Since it is given in the question, so I can't skip it, because we are running with the online classes. If it is offline, then we may talk with the students, and if they are agreeing, yes, we are knowing, then we can skip something, but here I can't. Question number 21, you can see it's written that 2 dice are thrown simultaneously. Then find the probability that as sum is 7 or 11. First of all, when we are throwing 2 dice simultaneously, then we should think about the sample space. In sample space, actually 36 elements will be there. Let me tell you how these 36, and then after I will go into this class. See, question number 23, it's S is equal to, you can write like that, 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, and 1 6. In the same way, 2 1, 2 6. And like that, I'll come to the 6 1 and 6 2, dot dot dot, 6 6. So there will be total 36 elements in the sample space. Now the first part of the question is there is sum is 7 or 11. So first of all, I may take an event A where the sum is 7. I think 1 6, 2 5, 3 4, 4 3, and 5 2, and I think 6 1. These are the elements where sum is 7, and B can be written as 11. Only one case is there when I will get 11. Not only 1 5 6 and 6 5. 2 are there. So since they are mutually exclusive, if I want to find the union of these two, so I may write here probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B directly. If you don't mind, you may think about this thing what I wrote here, and it's a probability of A union B for A 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 upon 36 will be 1 upon 6 plus 2 upon 36 is 1 upon 18. I am taking 18 LCM. 3 plus 1 is 4 upon 18. It can be written as 2 upon 9. That's all. Now the next one is there a doublet or a total is 6. Doublet means 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5 and 6 6. Our total is 6, so I may take A as a doublet and B as total 6. So total 6 can be written as 1 5, 2 4, 3 3, 4 2, 5 1. And then after we will see that one element is common. So it is not a mutually exclusive. Then I will use the probability of A union B. is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B, and we will get our result. So these are the few things what I want to discuss in this topic, and now it is completed, and if everything will be okay, so definitely in next class I'll discuss about the conditional probability. So please try to solve the rest of the question of this exercise, because if you will know the basic things, then only we can discuss about the conditional probability and other points of this probability, I can say. As I told you, that we have to discuss about the conditional probability, theorems on the total probability, and Bayes theorem. So unless and until knowing all these things, we will not be able to discuss these theorems. Okay, so please, it's my request to each and everyone, go through the things what we have learned in class 11th. Even today what I taught, it was also from the class 11th only, but in your book the first exercise is given on the basis of this class 11 syllabus. That's why I discuss, and next class definitely I'll start conditional probability. Okay, thank you, have a good day.